Hello everybody, Djere back with another video. Alright guys, today's video is going to be about the US Open after the first round. Who has impressed me the most out of the so-called the favorites? Who are the favorites? They are Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner, Medvedev, and Zverev. These are my top 5 favorites before this event started, and who has impressed me the most. All of these 5 players I mentioned, all of them has dropped a set in their first round victories, besides Djokovic. He's the only player who won his first round match in straight sets. The other 4, they won their matches in 4 sets. Let's talk with the so-called big 3 first. The new big 3 in tennis. Who are the new big 3 in tennis? It is, of course, Alcaraz, Sinner, and Djokovic. Djokovic, who was a member of the old big 3 with Federer and Nadal, and as good as he is, as consistent that he is, he has not faded away. He is doing company to the new big 3, which is together with Alcaraz and Sinner, and Djokovic is in that company. Yeah. Let's talk about Sinner first. He won his first round match against McDonald in 4 sets after dropping the first set 6-2. Then he won the other 3 sets, more or less in a beat down way. He gave McDonald a beat down the last 3 sets. Sinner was solid beside the first set where he was really nervous and was spraying the ball with a lot of unforced errors, but after that he never looked back. And he was doing 11 aces, 5 double faults, lands. Sinner has he tends to land he doesn't land a lot of first serve sin, and that was the case in this match as well. He lands only 55% first serve sin, and won 75% of those points, and won 75% behind his first serve, and won 50% behind his second serve, and does 38 winners and 29 unforced errors. All in all, so he does 9 more winners than unforced errors. All in all, solid performance from Sinner besides the first set. Then we have Alcaraz, who also won his match in 4 sets. His bad the only bad set he did was, of course, the second, which he lost that second set after doing, I believe, 18 unforced errors in the second set, compared with the first set where he does only 2 unforced errors. But after losing that second set, he then more or less gave a qualifier, actually, who I've never heard about before, from Australia, a beat down the third and the fourth set. Alcaraz does 8 aces, 4 double faults, lands 61% first serve sin, which is pretty decent. Wins 80% with his first serve, which is really good. It is extremely good winning that many points behind his first serve. His first strike tennis was fabulous, besides the second set, which I mentioned, and won 66% behind his second serve. Does 50 winners and 30 unforced errors. So he does 20 more winners than unforced errors. That is really good stuff. Carlos Alcaraz. So he was never in trouble whatsoever losing this match. Of course not, even though he dropped that second set. And then we have Djokovic. He was the only player out of this so-called big 3 and out of my top 5 favorites that won this match in straight sets against Albot. Fun fact is that Albot, by the way, has defeated both of Djokovic's younger brothers, who also were professional tennis players long time ago, of course, and they were not even near as good as Novak Djokovic. They never even won one ATP Tour title in their careers. So anyway, they have both faced Albot in their careers, and Albot has actually defeated both of them. So Djokovic was kind of in a revenge mood and said to Albot, in a way, yeah, you have defeated my younger brothers, but come and defeat me, baby. You have come to the big dog now. And he defeated Albot in straight sets. Of course, Albot could not defeat the big brother Djokovic in the family. Djokovic, I was not very impressed with his performance, despite that he winning his straight sets. He does 8 aces and 10 double faults. I don't remember when I've seen Djokovic doing this many double faults. He lands only 47% first serve sin, only 47. He wins 74% behind his first serve. He wins 57% behind his second serve. So he won a lot of points behind his both first serve and second serve. That I need to give him a lot of credit for. Despite him landing so little first serve sin, 47%. I don't remember when I've seen Djokovic landing this little first serve sin. I can't recall. It must be a very long time ago. And I don't remember when I've seen Djokovic doing this many double faults, 10 double faults. And he does only 23 winners. 23 winners, my tennis friends, all around the world, the entire match, and he does 40 unforced errors. He does 17 more winners, or unforced errors than winners. That is outrageous. That is just not good at all. But Albot was a Santa Claus. He was in a Santa Claus mode. He did only 15 winners and 40 unforced errors, if not mistaken. So Albot does 25 more unforced errors than winners. So Albot does even a more disaster match. And of course, Albot could not even serve as good as Djokovic, at least not. He landed more first serve sin than Djokovic, of course. Who doesn't? You cannot serve worse than what Djokovic. You cannot land less first serve sin than what Djokovic did. Djokovic landed only 47% first serve sin. So Albot, of course, landed more behind his first serve. He lands more first serves than Djokovic, but Albot was not even near as close in winning points behind his first serve and second serve as good as Djokovic did. But Alcaraz was an unforced error machine. Like I said, he does 25 more unforced errors than winners, 40 unforced errors and only 15 winners. Djokovic was better than that. Not much better, but at least a little better. Djokovic does 23 winners only and 40 unforced errors. So Djokovic does 17 more unforced errors than winners. So all in all, I was not super impressed with Novak's first round match. He was extremely rusty. He will need to raise his level a lot in the second round when he will face Djere. By the way, Djere, well, I'm not surprised at all that he defeated Struff. I'm actually shocked that neither of the tennis analysts around the world was not even mentioning Djere. They all thought Struff will be Novak's second round opponent. I was the only one, what I can recall and remember, that mentioned Djere and said that Djokovic will face this in the second round either Djere or Struff. Djere, who has defeated Djokovic in the past once in his career, if I'm not mistaken, and has taken Djokovic always and always has given Djokovic a run for his money. And last time they faced each other was exactly 1 year ago at this event, the US Open, in the third round, where Djere had 2 sets to love up in the lead, but Djokovic came back and won the third round match in 5 sets in the end. So I believe that Djokovic will need to raise his level tremendously much more in the second round, because if not, he will be in really trouble against Djere. Because Djere, he's a really good baseline player who doesn't defeat himself. You need to defeat him. So Djere will not do the work for Djokovic like Albot did for Djokovic. Albot more or less defeated himself with a tremendously many unforced errors. Djere will not give Djokovic that kind of a Santa Claus's gifts. So Djokovic needs to raise his level, which I believe he will do, but I still believe that Djokovic will have a much tougher time against Djere than he had against Albot. I don't think I will not be surprised at all if Djokovic loses one set. I think Djokovic will come through, but I will not be surprised at all if Djokovic loses one set and defeats Djere in 4 sets. But I believe that Djere will defeat. I believe that Djere will give Djokovic a much more run for his money than what Albot did. Then Zverev won in 4 sets. Medvedev won in 4 sets as well. Who has impressed me the most out of the so-called the new big three, Djokovic, Alcaraz, and Sinner, I must say Alcaraz. Even though Alcaraz dropped one set and Djokovic didn't drop one set at all in his first round win, I don't care about that. Alcaraz, he did a very, very, very bad second set with 18 after sets, but the other three sets, it was a really, really great performance from Alcaraz. He was serving big, he was winning a lot of points when his first serve, like I said, 80% winning point when his first serve. Did a lot of winners, 50 winners in total in the match, and 30 unforced errors. So even though Alcaraz also was rusty, exactly like Djokovic, but he was not doing 10 double faults like Djokovic. He was not landing under 50% first serve single like Djokovic. He was not doing 17 more unforced errors than winners like Djokovic. So Sinner also did a better performance than Djokovic, to be quite honest. Even though Sinner also dropped one set, he dropped the first set against McDonald. But McDonald is not a bad tennis player. McDonald was the player who defeated Rafa Nadal in last year's Australian Open in the second round, if I'm not mistaken. So McDonald is not a bad player, but of course he has now business in defeating Sinner. But he's a player that you should not underestimate and should respect. If you defeat a player like Nadal, yeah, I know Nadal is not in the prime of his career. We all know that, but still, it is still impressive. So he's a pretty decent ball striker, McDonald. So I'm not shocked that he took one set from Sinner, but of course he has no business in defeating Sinner, which of course he didn't. So out of these three so-called new big three, Djokovic, Alcaraz, Sinner, I believe Djokovic was the player who impressed me who impressed me the least. He was impressing me the least out of these three. Because that's it. That's how I feel anyway. Because Sinner didn't do a tremendously many double faults like Djokovic. He just did only 5 double faults. Sinner was not doing more unforced errors than winners like Djokovic. So no, Djokovic was the player out of these three that impressed me the least. And yeah, speaking about some other players, we have top 20 players who lost in the first round. Am I shocked? Of course not. Look my transfers all in a row. I will not be shocked in whatever happens at US Open. Besides, if Djokovic and Alcaraz and Sinner loses before quarterfinals. If one of these three loses before the quarterfinals, I will be shocked. In all other scenarios that happens at US Open, whatever happens, I will not be shocked at all because I don't trust in anyone in the others. Tsitsipas lost in the first round. Felix Alcaraz lost in the first round. To mention former top 20 players. So another player also lost the first round, which I can't remember now. But Tsitsipas lost against Kokonakis in the first round. Am I surprised? No, at all. Kokonakis is a big hitter with big forehand, big serve, and Tsitsipas. It is maybe sad to say this, but Tsitsipas is maybe finished. The tennis players have their peaks 4 or 5 years. Seeing players like Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic who has had peaks plus 15 years, that is not normal. We are taking this for granted that players should not lose first rounds, like Tsitsipas now lost the first round against Kokonakis, or Felix Alasima lost the first round against Mensik, whatever his name was. We should not take this for granted. If you look at players like Djokovic, Federer, Nadal, when did Djokovic lose a first round match in a Grand Slam last time? 18 years ago, 2006 Australian Open against an American dude. 18 years bloody freaking ago. It is not normal. Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer, with the bar that they stand up for us, this is unhuman. If you look at Federer, when did Federer lose? Federer's not playing tennis anymore, but when did Federer lose a first round match at a Grand Slam event? Last time when he played tennis. 2003, French Open against Louis Horna. 2003 French Open, he lost the first round. That was before he was even a Grand Slam champion. He won his first Grand Slam title just 1 month later at Wimbledon the same year. Djokovic, when he lost, last time he lost in the first round in a Grand Slam event, was 2006 Australian Open against American dude. That was before he was a Grand Slam champion. 18 years ago, Djokovic lost a first round match at the Grand Slam event. 18 freaking years ago. Federer also. 21 years ago. 21 years ago, even though Federer is not playing tennis anymore. 21 years freaking ago, Roger Federer lost a first round match in a Grand Slam event. Last time he did, he has lost more first round matches in a Grand Slam events. Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic as well. But you can count them with one hand. Matches that Roger Federer and Novak Djokovic each, not together, each, that they have lost in the first round in Grand Slam appearances. Take on players like Nadal. Nadal's first round losses, you can also count them with one hand, I believe. He has not lost more than 5 first round matches in Grand Slams. You can count them with one hand as well. Yeah, Nadal lost against Zverev earlier this year at French Open in the first round, but Zverev is not a regular opponent. He's a freaking top 5 opponent in the world. Nadal would have won his first round match at French Open earlier this year against many other opponents. And if you don't count that against Zverev, yeah, we can count it because it happened. But before that, it was 8 years ago against Fernando Verdasco at Australian Open 2016. He lost in the first round. And before that, 2013 against Darcy's a Belgian player, Wimbledon first round. So Nadal has lost in the first round in majors, which I can recall, maybe 3 times. Darcy's 2013, Fernando Verdasco 2013 Wimbledon, Fernando Verdasco 2016 Australian Open, and now this Alexander Zverev 2024 French Open. 3 times. Maybe it is more, which I don't remember, but even in Nadal's case, you can count Rafa Nadal's first round losers at majors in one hand. Just exactly what the case is for Djokovic, and just exactly like it is the case with Federer. I believe Federer is the player out of these, the big 3, out of these big 3 players that has lost most in the first round in Grand Slams, and that was all Federer's losses in the first round at majors has happened before Federer was a Grand Slam champion, and Novak's as well. Rafa Nadal is the only player out of the big 3 that has lost in the first round after being a Grand Slam champion. Nadal, I believe, has never lost in the first round at majors before he was a Grand Slam champion. All of Nadal's losses in the first round of majors was after he became a Grand Slam champion. Novak's and Federer's cases, all their first losses at majors, first round losses at majors, were before they were Grand Slam champions. But you can count all of their first round losses at majors with one hand. With the bar that they have set up, it is unhuman. So we see Tsitsipas losing the first round, Felix Alcina losing the first round. It is not. It is normal, more or less. It is not. They are human. They are human. You cannot expect players like Tsitsipas, Felix Alcina, not losing first round Grand Slams, and Rune, by the way. I should not forget Rune. He also lost in the first round. Rune is also top 20 player. All of these 3 players, Tsitsipas, Felix, Rune, they are former top 10 player in the world. Former. They have been top 10. They are not top 10 now. They are all 3 of them are top 20 now. But they are not Djokovic. They are not Federer. They are not Nadal. They are only normal tennis players. What Federer, Djokovic and Nadal has done, what I just demonstrated in this video, that is not normal. The only player that I can compare at the current time with Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer is Alcaraz. Alcaraz is also extremely consistent. He has never lost in a first round match at majors so far in his career. The earliest loss Alcaraz has in his young career at majors is against Daniel Medvedev 2021 Wimbledon second round, when Alcaraz was only 18 years old and when Alcaraz was a 0 times Grand Slam champion. This is so Alcaraz definitely has big three potential. Alcaraz's biggest threat as a tennis player is his body, and he's prone to injuries. So that's why I have tremendously respect for Alcaraz, and that's why I am super high on Alcaraz, because I have followed tennis for over 30 years, and I can see when I see a consistency beast, with my eyes, I tell it, I call it, I talk about it, and I can see Alcaraz is a consistency beast. He has not lost he's only 21 years old. He has not lost one single time in a first round Grand Slam, in a first round Grand Slam, in the first round in Grand Slam events. He has not lost, and he will not do that for a very long time. He will not do that. He's too good of a player to lose in a first round in majors. Carlos Alcaraz. Federer, for God's sakes, when he was 20, 21 years old, 19 years old, he was losing, like I said, a couple of times in first rounds. A couple of times. Djokovic was doing that as well in Carlos Alcaraz's age. Alcaraz has not lost in the first round at majors, not single. He has not done it one single time yet. One single time, despite him being so young. So that's why Carlos Alcaraz is the only player of all the players that reminds me of the big three, because of his consistency level that he has. He's a consistency machine. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, see you next time. Peace.